Yeah, yeah.
So she went to the workshop.
Right there, by workshop.
Randy Mulder and I did. We went to New York.
In 75.
1975.
That's when the workshop was still at East Stroudsburg?
Yes. Yes.
No kidding,
Yeah.
because in my first year it was at, well, it was at East Stroudsburg.
Well, it's at East
But you didn't do Shawnee on the Dog.
No, I did not.
Okay. Okay, because that's where they first had it, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So
What year did all the King family go to the workshop?
Well, my year was that I went in 1978.
Is that seven?
I went to 77.
And then 78.
And you were there, right?
I was there, yeah.
But you were there at all of them.
Yeah.
Like from weeks at a time. You weren't at just mine.
I went for a whole summer a couple of times. I was kind of a...
You were an assistant guy to hang out? Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Just running errands and things like that.
I do remember all that.
Yeah.
So then I was a workshopper. Now, do you remember this? I'm sticking to my story. Now, so I was a Waring workshopper.
Yeah.
I wasn't really as interested in being a choir member as you were. I didn't really know who he was.
Right, right.
Danny, this is for your bass. I didn't really know who he was, quite frankly. So when I went, I had gone to a music camp at Idlewild, Isomata, one year.
Yeah.
So I figured that's what I was going to, a music camp. I didn't know who the guy was. And the minute he walked into that room full of us kids, and the way the reverence of the room changed, the energy of the room, the color of the room, I was just overtaken by that whole like, oh my God, who's this guy? Everybody's just like on and on. He's like walking on a cloud right now. Everybody's looking at this little man, and he's just a little gray-haired man, and he's just floating across the room. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I met a girlfriend this way one time. Didn't work out well. She came floating in just like Mr. Waring.
Yeah.
So that was my first experience. I think it was 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
During that 2 weeks, me being my grandfather's child and a professional of 6 or 7 years old, a drummer, I was trying to get recognized. I wanted a job.
Yeah, sure.
I really did. After I saw what was going down, I was like, oh, this would be great to have this job. I could go see some of the country.
Sure.
I wrote this song called the Fred Waring Workshop Song.
You did? What's that?
While I was there.
Nice.
It just came to me. It just came to me.
Yeah.
I would sit there and say the Our Father like 500 a night. Because I was alone the first time. I went on an airplane for the first time. No family was like on the other coast for the first time. I mean, I was shocked just getting on that airplane at the Palm Springs Airport. I was like, oh my God, we're going in the air with this?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
So I wrote this Waring Workshop song, partly out of wanting to do it to have the recognition from Mr. Waring, but also just to do it, to spit it out. And I did. We're all at the Waring. Remember it? We're all at the Waring Workshop. Lots of things to do. Gotta wake up, gotta take a shower, gotta be in first session in 1 hour at the Waring Workshop. And I wrote all these things. There's Fritz the Cat and La Nancy Guerra too, and Chow Chow Chow. I put all the little hooks in it.
Dang.
It went over great. I performed it one night. I saw Mr. Waring in the very corner where he used to sit.
Do it like at the talent show?
Yes, I did.
Student talent show?
I sure did, and everybody was so kind. And they asked me to copy it, so they mimeographed it. Remember mimeograph? Where that blue ink comes off of the paper? It was
What's that?
Mimeograph, how they used to make our copies.
You don't remember that word? No. Oh,
Well, so you
They
can
made
smell it
copies
and
on
you
a
get
machine
high
that
on
would
the
roll
fumes.
around, zig, zig, and it would print out blue ink or whatever. So we did that, and I autographed them for everybody. I was very touched. Never did this song since, but Mr. Waring won. After our show, our big show, he asked Rich Taylor to bring me back to his dressing room. And I had long hair, longer than this. Took me back into Mr. Waring's dressing room, and there he was. Mr. Glowing. He was just sitting there like this orange glow in the corner. And I'm like, wow, there he is. And he knew my name. So I was like, oh my gosh. But I think he was noticing me through you also, because you guys at Palm Desert and all this stuff. He said, will you cut your hair if I ask you to join the Pennsylvanians?
Dang.
Will you cut your hair was his question. And I said, why, of course I'll cut it. cut it. And I went home. We were at dinner one night, all 6 of us or whatever, mom and dad. We got a phone call. We're sorry, Mr. Waring had to take somebody else. Do you know this?
I think, go ahead, yeah.
So then he had to take
Because you were auditioning
it was
as
Ken, I was auditioning as a singer.
a singer.
But then the presidential orchestra's son, Ken something. You remember this guy, Ken? He was there 1 year. He got a bad attitude. Ken Landry. He had to go. But his dad was like the presidential orchestra conductor or something heavy. So he left, and they hired him, instead of me. So they let me down, Then Rich Taylor goes, "Can you play enough guitar to do the gig?" And I'm like, "Sure I can." He said, "Well, I'm coming to LA, come to audition for me." So I went to LA, auditioned on guitar, and that's how I got this. That's how I got my spot.
And then
I was so let down on the first call.
Moved into the
Then I kind of would sneak, and this one, me and Mr. Waring, he would fight with me. So I would sneak from my guitar chair